Where's f***ing Freight Street?
Has anyone put a f***ing height measurement on the set of traffic lights at Freight Street? Because it's my fault that I didn't do it. Well, you should f***ing know, Dave. What obstacles have you got between here and there? I've got one standing right here.
It's a bit of a nervous time for myself here at HHA. Pretty much we're on the eve of departure here for the last 2 locos for our Queensland QR National rail contract. There's talk of an extension of the contract for another further 6 locos. If there was a mishap, that's going to be $1.5 million that we'll miss out on.
Just a few hours in, trouble strikes. The wheels on Ryan's trailer need an emergency realignment.
I left the yard here in the morning, I turned the first corner and it just wouldn't tow straight. And I just thought, what have I embarked on here?
I'll just keep wearing like that, you know, so a long way to go, so we better fix it here.
If the tyres aren't dead straight, they'll shred in just a few kilometres.
You've got 80 tyres on the ground at any one time. So there's $60,000 worth of rubber just on the trailer alone. For every kilometre you're throwing $50 notes down the drain.
100 kilometres later, the trailer plays up again.
Just trying to adjust, just trying to get it so it tracks straight, so it gets perfectly in line with the trailer, with the truck. F***ing thing.
The troubled trailer is now costing time and money.
Oh, 3 tyres to change the Zavi. Yeah, good runs don't last forever, I suppose, eh?
They are about 700 k's behind schedule because that trailer is just all over the place.
That's almost a full day lost. It's costing me money both ways. They're costing me money because they're not on time, and they're costing me money because they're probably tearing my tyres to shreds.
They defied a wayward trailer, worn tyres, a breakdown, inspectors and deserts, but they made it on time.
Signed, sealed and delivered.
We're here. Oh, what a trip. Over it. Over it.
Good job, Cobb.
Good job.
Another one down the dust.
Who would have thought last Saturday that we were leaving Brisbane, we were going to hear one piece, but we did.
But the MegaTruckers' joy is short-lived. Boss John turns up unannounced.
The boys probably think it's a bit of added pressure with me coming into town. Just watch he's not overturning, Brad, up on the slew deck.
John takes charge of Ryan's delivery, and the weary MegaTruckers feel the heat.
I'm just concerned about the fact that the client's happy with the job they've done. Let's hope the client gives the boys some really, really good feedback and I can walk around and give them a pat on the back and say, job well done. Bring him back at that, Brad. Steady.
And he comes over here and tries to rule the roost, and within 30 seconds it looks like we're a bag of shit.
Banging and banging. Just come back hard, left hand down for a little while. So don't give you much room.
We can get them in there usually first go, with one turn going forward and then straight back.
Righto, let's just go forward and start again. Stop.
After the second reverse, John takes over from an unhappy Ryan.
He pays me and Brad the money to bring these things 4,500 k's over, and then for John to try and just step into it the last 40 feet just to try and prove something. Well, that's just gutless to me. What's all that about?
What do you mean?
Why couldn't I drive it in?
It's one of those things. Get a bit of a different perspective to have a look at it, and a bit of teamwork goes a long way.
Very smart man, but got no people skills.
We're here for one common goal, and that's to keep the customer happy and keep everyone employed. If we keep doing what we're doing, we'll be here for a long time. Definitely not easy being the boss here, that's for sure. I think that everyone underestimates what really goes on behind the scenes. I suppose the commercial pressures on my shoulders alone is massive running a business of this size.
John recently won the biggest job of his career, a 3-year contract hauling a gas gathering facility over 230 moves. It's a deal worth almost $100 million, but only if he delivers on every move. The MegaTruckers are about to tackle only the second move of the new contract, but it's the biggest. 14 pre-assembled units, or PAUs, with massive weights, heights and widths, must be unloaded from a ship in Brisbane and hauled to John's holding depot. It's only a 35-kilometre journey, but it's littered with narrow roads and low bridges.
So normally moving 1 or 2 of these items is a massive deal over a 12-month period. We're going to move 14 of these units over 5 nights. It's going to be the biggest heavy haulage move ever attempted on the east coast of Australia for this size of cargo.
John has drafted his best men for 14 moves that could make or break his empire. It takes all day to transfer the 14 huge pre-assembled units from the ship to John's trailers.
We're nearing completion of day 1 and we're up to the last load, which was always going to be the most difficult to load. And I'm thinking everything's gone too smoothly. Surely something's going to go wrong with this move. From our definitive drawings that we were told that weren't going to change under any circumstances, this unit here, since it's left Thailand, has gone from 52 tonne to 67 tonne. It's touching at the joint, so from the joint back to here it's unsupported. If you go down, you'll actually overload that centre joint. It'll snap in this brake. Each weight has an individual setting, so we have to change the setting on this trailer, and it's not a 5-minute job. What we're going to do is actually widen the vessel, carry out another section of holes. So I've gone to the ship's captain, asked him for 40 minutes, and he's proper pissed off. We're going to take it off, recamber the trailer, and then put it back on. So we need about 25 to 40 minutes. To the boys' credit, they've just gone at it like an army. We've recambered that trailer, reset it, and we're back under the hook in less than 15 minutes. Just 1 foot, mate, nice and steady, please. 1 foot, nice and steady. The ship's captain should have had nothing to complain about.
With the trailer reset, Keith and Fredo eased the pressure on the team by hauling the first 2 loads a night early.
Psychologically, getting those extra 2 loads off the port was a big deal, but it's tip of the iceberg.
Another successful mission.
Tonight's task is to move 2 of the widest PAUs. But it's clear, all's not well with the boss.
You can see John getting a bit antsy. You can see the top of his head starting to glow red.
And this time, it's not driver Fredo in the firing line.
You get that height on those set of traffic lights down here? Freight Street?
Where's Freight Street?
Has anyone put a height measurement on the set of traffic lights at Freight Street? It's my fault that I didn't do it. Well, you should know, Dave. What obstacles have you got between here and there? Give me a list of 5 obstacles. One standing right in. You don't know your job. I'm letting all you guys do your own job, and you can't tell me 5 obstacles.
Check this, have you checked that?
I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about hitting shit.
He drove me f***ing nuts.
We've had plenty of time to prepare, and it's disappointing for me to come down here and still have to bark orders to make sure they know what they're doing and it's perfect.
Sort of like a coach before the State of Origin. Just the nerves that got him.
These guys need to outperform me in what they do to gain my confidence, and they're yet to do that. So when I ask 5 people, can I please have a chainsaw tonight? No one brings a chainsaw. Are they good enough? I don't think they are yet, but they're improving every day. And you know, the day they meet my expectation, they will be able to take on the world.
I can cut the air with a bit of a knife at the moment with the intensity. The stress levels are high, especially with Dave.
You do understand why I do get emotional and do get the shits before a job. When I walk up to these guys, especially Dave Pansino, who's been here for 400 years, and asking for 5 restrictions, I bet you if I asked you for 5 restrictions between here and Darwin, you could give me 500.
Come very close to me telling him to stick it up his ass and drive it himself. We've got a fairly firm pack around here at the moment. One goes, we all go.
Sensing he might have crossed the line, John calls an emergency meeting.
Listen, I just want to catch up with the HHA guys. I don't want the coppers in this. I just want to have a talk to... Shut up for a minute. I don't want to hear anyone talk, all right, please? Very, very big night tonight for this massive, massive contract. So I've put my name and my reputation on the line. We've got the most experienced and most professional guys in Australia here doing this job. I would lend my house on your ability, okay? So you guys need to give me that respect back. I don't give a if we're still on the road at 7 o'clock in the morning, right, and it takes us 12 hours to do a 4-hour job, as long as we do it professionally, safely, and we get there without any ups. And that goes for the whole duration of the contract, okay? And we ain't gonna do it once. We ain't gonna do it 2 times. We're gonna do it 230 times. okay? I'm trusting you guys with my life, with my company, with my livelihood, and I need you guys to perform. All good? I do get cranky, but I do love yous all.
He really poured it out of his heart. I sort of felt for him a bit after he gave me a bit of a f***ing serve, but one potential f*** up, he's lost everything, we're all out of a job.
John's speech kicks the team into gear, and they finally get underway with the monster units.
The boys might whinge and moan that I don't trust them, but at the end of the day, I'm the one that's got 50 million bucks on the line with all this gear. About 4 inches off the gutter here on the driver's side, Dave, perfect line. So we've got less than 3 inches underneath the traffic light to the load. The road's actually on a slope down, so the last thing you want to do is have transfer of weight on your trailer and the load will flick itself up.
Is everything all right?
Mate, I'm going to hold you up here for about probably 5 or 10 minutes, and the next thing you know, I'm forking out 20 grand for a new set of traffic lights. Super steady, please, Fredo, super steady. If you can just slightly start heading back to your driver's side, Fredo, just a tiny bit. Steady.
Steady, steady, very slowly.
Big bits of cumbersome steel. Who the f would design this? Everything was running very, very smoothly until we come to the Paradise Road off-ramp. Lance, you jump out and hold the tape for me, please, mate. So trying to fit a 7.1 metre wide load through a 6.9 metre gap is pretty challenging.
Super f***ing tight.
The main legs were hanging over the side of the trailer, and the trailer height wasn't as high as the barrier height.
Both feet are just touching the concrete barriers.
The way we pick it up is the way we deliver it, and if there's a scratch, a blemish or a mark, we haven't done our job.
Why don't we just go up?
The MegaTruckers' only option is to raise the trailer hydraulically.
With those platform trailers, and they're all plumbed hydraulically off one line.
But that carries its own risk.
If one of those hoses or one of those legs was to fail and the hose split, well, that trailer can come crashing down on that one side.
How much we got on your side, Brad?
The last leg, mate, will be just hovering over the top. It'll be very close.
I would have 1 inch. That's what we got. Hang on, Dave, stop.
I'm looking at the left-hand side going, holy shit, we've got like literally a cigarette paper clearance under the barrier. So I've walked over the passenger side and we've got a cigarette paper on the passenger side, and I've gone, you've got to be kidding me. There's got to be an easy way to make money.
Are you ready to go forward at that, Brad?
Yeah, mate, yeah, I'm all good. Go forward.
That was probably the most challenging night of my life.
Nerve-wracking, nail-biting times. It took us an hour and 50 minutes to travel 200 metres.
Night 3. Tonight, the MegaTruckers will haul the biggest section of the entire shipment.
And of all the trucking I've done, it all comes down to tonight.
John and driver Dave will be on the ground. Behind the wheel is Seaboy. Notorious for going missing, Chris is on a mission to prove he's got what it takes to be a MegaTrucker.
Chris has let the boys down in the past. He's got a lot of catching up to do to earn everyone's respect.
I'm not Chris's biggest fan. He has got the potential. It's his mouth that gets him in a problem.
Seaboy, where's your magnetic flashing lights?
With the side lights.
No, the strobe, the beacon. There's only 2 on the back. And can you go around and check all the chains, please, mate?
Yeah, I did.
Have you done that?
Yes.
You promise? So if I go around and find a loose chain,
Go
I'll put your f***ing head under the tyre.
He knew that I didn't check it. I just say it to shut him up.
When did you check these, Seaboy? Oh, you didn't do these ones? And what, these aren't chains?
No. He'll always find another way to tidy something up or to straighten it, but really that's John's reassuring way that makes himself feel as though he's still up there.
Double checking, triple checking. As I've always said, complacency ruins perfection, and there ain't no room for complacency when we're moving big cargo on a night like this. The biggest nightmare for Chris on this move is basically the Beaudesert Road Bridge.
Clearance under the bridge is just shy of 6 metres. The load is 5.4 before it's even on the trailer.
See how low the trailer, mate? I can hear something dragging down me. Yeah, down. No, that's the dog's just dragging down him, honey.
If you know much about transport and trucks, they start to get a thing called clutch shutter, and the truck will actually start to bounce. So if you do that too fast, mate, you'll hit the bottom of the bridge.
I've got to let this trailer down so it's like literally dragging on the ground to get access underneath that bridge, and we're going to have millimetres to spare. How much we got there, Dave? Chris, I want 6 inches at a time, mate. Start pulling it out to the right. Stay on that line, Chris. That was awesome being able to come under that bridge there. That probably saved us a good hour and a half. I would have had an absolute cigarette paper underneath those beams in the road getting underneath there. The last thing you want to do is end up on Channel 9 News for the wrong reasons because you've got a load wedged under the bridge.
The Sea Boy's efforts tonight, he probably gets about 8 out of 10.
For Dave to give him an 8 out of 10, that's probably equivalent of anyone else's 9.5, realistically.
The fifth and final night of the massive PAU move.
You staying up there, Sonny?
And the boss is ready to saddle up.
We were shifting PAU 153 in width and in height. Very, very challenging.
If all goes to plan tonight, the MegaTruckers will have pulled off the biggest heavy haulage move they've ever attempted.
We've got the 14-axle gold hopper and the big gold digger, so I've got two very, very cool bits of kit that I'm just dying to get out in the highway and have a play with.
Going to give the young fella a run to see how he goes. He's talked the talk all week, so he's going to have to walk the walk tonight. The first mistake he makes, I will tell him. Slow down, you fucking lunatic! Here comes Junior.
Wild horses would not keep me out of driving that truck tonight and moving this last load, and beyond everything, beating Brad's record time.
Can't believe I beat Brothers. Money cannot buy that.
Smug as a Cheshire cat. Look at the piece of shit.
Right, unbelievable. 1986 model truck. Truck's 25 years older than Brothers. 300 horsepower less.
Today, John has the weight of the company's next big job on his mind.
It's a 200-tonne item that is going through some of the most treacherous and dangerous roads in Australia. So these guys need to realise there's no room for f***ups. This will be the largest load in history to go up the Pacific Highway. And you've got the eyes of the world sort of watching us to make sure that we comply and do all the right things.
It takes 2 hours to hook up the 4 trucks.
Steady.
Jesus Christ! Come on, Leon, you big f***ing bear. So we've got Jay Cash in the lead, Bandit 1, Heavy 5, and we've got Bandit 2 down the back. So combined, we've got just under basically 3,500 horsepower hooked up here to move this big load. Make sure all the suspension taps are open and double check those join ones are the wrong way around.
With 4 trucks, a trailer, safety vehicles and a police escort, it's a 200-metre, 10-vehicle monster convoy.
We've got electrical people out, we've got pilots, we've got police, we've got... Mate, there's more f***ing authority here than you'd care to take a stick at.
Let's go.
It's 10 p.m. John and his team have 8 hours to reach the outskirts of Coffs Harbour. It's only 18 kilometres, but every power line needs to be lifted manually and carefully.
Got pedestrians on the bridge.
One slip could leave thousands without electricity. But while power lines can be lifted, bridges can't.
We're right up on our tolerances for height, so we need to make sure that we've got absolutely everything double checked. Check the front.
The trailer can be lowered, but only by 300 millimetres. If one measurement is out, they risk jamming the load under the bridge or bringing it down.
Right. Quiet, let's do it. Dave, can you see?
Yeah, mate, yep.
Righto, let's just roll off real steady, boys. This is going to be close here.
Righto, that's fairly straight there, on you two.
How much clearance we got?
Steady.
Bear in mind the ring is higher than the front section, so you're looking at the rings or you're looking at the tank?
What do we got down the back there? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Yeah, about 4 inches. Lifting lugs are under. Steady.
You're right there, Johnny, if you just want to hold him straight, mate. Pass straight.
Last ring is under. Vessels clear the bridge.
It's taken 1 hour to move just 100 metres.
Up she goes again, mate. Be plenty of this tonight. Up and down. I don't mind a bit of in and out, but this is a bit more up and down.
It's a long night lifting scores of power cables.
Get the next one.
Scraping under more tight bridges.
Have a look at the chicks over there. If it's going to up, I hope it up right here.
And negotiating road signs.
Are we down the back door?
Yeah, mate, we're just going to clear it. Just touched it.
Finally, they make it to the city limits, bang on their deadline.
Some hard stuff out of the way and got some more hard stuff to go, yeah.
Well, that's the easy bit. Bits tomorrow.
Night 2, and the MegaTruckers crawl through another town and another challenge. It's slow, painstaking work.
Problem is all these overhead trees, mate, and wires. There's a lot of services, mate, that are actually tangled up in the trees, so need to be very careful that if we grab a branch, we don't pull someone's services down. Nice and steady, mate, and we might leave that big branch up there.
We can't do anything about it, Dave.
We'll get rid of that now, mate, before we go any further.
Tonight, things are tense between John and his right-hand man, Dave.
I told him about that bloody tree hanging down there, but for some reason he's in like a bull at a gate this morning. He had plenty of room to go to the right-hand side, but... Anyway, mate, he's steering, I'm only on the ground, so that's how it is.
The tail swing, David. I don't need any looking at my truck, mate. I want you to look at the trailer.
I'm looking at the trailer. Just worry about what you're doing. It's fine down here. I don't give a mate. I'll tell him how it is. If he doesn't like it, he can get some other to do it. I've got no dramas.
After threading their way through Grafton, the MegaTruckers reach their next hurdle.
Originally, the RTA denied all permits on this load because of the Jack Adgery Bridge. I had to get an independent engineer to come out and survey the bridge. That cost me $80,000, and the survey report confirmed that we could actually get the whole convoy across, but under very strict guidelines.
10 k's an hour, no stopping, no braking, hang onto your seats.
I've seen some big heavy haulage moves where bridges have collapsed because people have miscalculated weights. I hope that the engineer knew what he was talking about.
I reckon this bridge is absolutely maxed with this load on it.
I waited on the other side, and John called me up and says, "What are you doing over there?" I'm not coming up with you in case you end up in the drink.
Pretty nerve-wracking times.
Normally when you've got a load on by yourself, you give yourself probably 19, 20 metres and know your back of your trailer's off the bridge. But with a load that stems over 120 metres, I was right up the front and I was well off the bridge, but it doesn't mean you're in the clear, you know. The bridge could have still broken, the two back trucks and the load would have went and would have pulled us backwards anyway.
Looks right back here.
Luckily for John, his engineer was spot on. Day 3. The MegaTruckers reached the part of the journey they were all dreading.
The Gibraltar range is a big deal to drive up there in a car with a caravan, let alone a load that's 23 metres long, just under 200 tonne, and with 4 big trucks swinging off it.
With a 13% gradient, the climb should take 7 long hours.
We've been up there in the past, and it hasn't been too bad with 2 trucks. I mean, we've got 4 trucks, we've got cops, pilots, just everyone.
It's a hairpin bend that actually went back on itself, and from the top side of the road to the bottom was 800 millimetres of fall. So it was not only the incline that we had to pull, it was sideways movement, and it was quite a scary thing.
It's critical the team calibrates the trailer to compensate for the camber on this corner. Get it wrong, and the sheer weight of the Autoclave could be enough to see it roll down the mountain.
It's probably the most crucial point of the whole trip itself, so I am shitting myself.
Just going to set the trailer up a couple of angles here and just go nice and steady to the approach, mate. But really only get one go at this. At the end of the day, I mean, I've got 4 blokes' lives basically in my hands. What do you got?
I've got 1.50 metre. Oh no, let's go gently, nice and gentle. We've actually had to let the right-hand side of the trailer down to make sure the trailer's absolutely level.
You get your measurements wrong or your calculations, that load and everything with it is gone down that hill. See you later. It's show's over.
Been there at 7.5%. 13.3.
I'm sitting there shaking my head going, I should have bought a bakery.
John's 4 trucks will suck up $1,000 worth of diesel on this corner alone.
All good. Still plenty on the right.
How's that looking through that corner there, Dave?
Yeah, good, mate, good.
I've got to say, it was probably one of the most scary adrenaline-pumping rides because one mistake, and it could have been the end of HHA, financially, everything. Because if it failed in the middle of that Gibraltar range, she was all over. We'd be stuck there for months.
But just when they thought they'd beaten the worst part of the entire move...
It's saying battery power lost to the key. It just turned itself off. I was going to turn it over, all right? Here's my prized possession, leading the convoy, and it's just shit itself. What is wrong with the...
Goodbye.
Not out of fuel by any chance.
Lost power to the ECM unit. The ECM's the computer, mate, for the engine. All these new trucks, mate, the modern technology can let you down, mate. Without a laptop these days, you're pretty much to do anything on these things.
It will take hours for a new ECM to arrive. But the drivers actually seem relieved.
It's a good chance for all the trucks to cool down and John Boy to warm up with stress, so... No, we're taking it easy, mate. We're enjoying it. The whole John Boy's probably spinning it out, but we're doing all right.
But most of the guys took advantage of that. We were pretty well burnt, so we all had a bit of a feed and all went to go and have a camp.
3 hours later, the ECM turns up.
Put a new one in it.
And Jay Cash is back on the road.
Today was hard work dealing with that range, and I'm sure that the people that designed these trucks and trailers had no idea what we intend to do with them when we put them out in the field to do these crazy things that we do. We were ahead of schedule and everything was looking great, but it's going to be a very, very long run today to get to where we need to be.
John and the team enter Queensland and come across a stark reminder of a natural disaster.
Through this region here, we had the worst flooding we've ever had in the last 50 or 60 years, and the flooding was absolutely catastrophic. It washed half of this road away in certain sections. There's only fragments of these massive, massive bridges left. So we had to devise a plan, and basically that plan included making the side tracks to the bridges and making the side tracks suitable to take a load of this size. There's $300,000 there that we've spent to ensure access to this load.
After 5 days, the MegaTruckers are on the outskirts of Brisbane with 192 tonnes of mining hardware in tow.
It's not going to be easy going through the city centre of Queensland's capital. It'll be a walk in the park if we're sticking to all the main highways, but we're going down some pretty narrow and winding back streets that you struggle to get a standard truck through, let alone something this big.
It's again painstaking, with scores more power lines and low bridges.
It's been a hard road from the day we put this autoclave on to the day we've got here now.
All good.
But we're coming home, and we're coming home strong. Can you believe the shit we've gone through just to get this bloody load to here? Yeah, they said we'd never make it. Anyway, we're here. I've lost probably 10 years out of my life.
In Brisbane, Dave and Gary are about to hit the road when there's an unexpected arrival.
Yeah, I've seen John turn up. He's here for the whole night by the looks of it. Him turning up puts a lot of pressure on some of the guys on the night.
I'm a perfectionist. While these guys might do it 98% perfect, that 2% is the difference between being world beaters and being average.
Look, if I'm going to be in charge of a job, mate, I like to be in charge of it.
by all means come and say something to me. Don't try and make me look like a wit. Well, you may as well get in your truck and off.
It's nothing personal against the boys when I go out and supervise a job and make sure they're doing the right thing, but they're not signing the checks if something goes bad.
On the ground, John will be an extra pair of eyes for driver Dave. But he'll have to be on his A game.
Yeah, the rear one, sleeper.
Oh, we are now.
And we've chosen the time between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. to do this move, which is a bit nerve-wracking when it hasn't been done before and the car goes so wide.
The team has 6 hours to travel 68 kilometres. John's paid police to escort them along the motorway.
Copper's keen.
If they can get on the motorway.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, what's up?
You got about 3 minutes to clear all the shit off the road.
We can't, we're paving.
Mate, we've got 9 metres coming through. We've had permits in for 2 months.
Well, we can't because we've got a bloody asphalt in here at the moment.
And the reason we put our permit applications in 30 days before we move is so that these morons do not set up roadworks on the night when we want to move a 9 metre wide load. I bet you $5,000 you'll be able to get off the road once we turn up.
Can't do anything about it at the moment.
Dave, come down here, block the whole show up, and we're going through.
The timing has been great tonight because at the moment we're halfway between layers, so I can get you through. You know, like I'll work with you. I'm not here to f*** you around.
And lucky he went for option B. Good man.
Thanks, mate.
See ya. So much for can't come through.
John's probably doing all right as a rear pilot. He'd like to be up here in the chair tonight, but he can stay down there in the big Silverado and call it from down there.
To get this 8.7 metre wide gantry onto the motorway, they must negotiate this 7 metre wide ramp.
Left-hand side's looking good. Got about probably a metre on that pole. Hey, what we're going to do is actually going to hang the load out over the bridge railing by about 2 metres to get away from all these lights here on the passenger side.
Driver Dave needs all the eyes and ears on offer.
Just when you come in these islands here, Dave, you've got that first street light there in the medium strip, so just hanging out to your driver's side as much as you can.
You got 500 on that lamppost. You can come this way a little.
This is going to be about your tightest spot here with this pole here, Dave.
Coming.
The last thing that we want is this truck pulling out the barrier and me getting a bill from Main Roads for $30,000.
It looks like the boss has come in handy after all.
About a metre off the guardrail there on the left. You just have to watch it when you get in the motorway for the signs. Probably got about 300 to spare this side. Righto, clear the sign my side. That line here, Dave, I'm on the ground walking, mate, so you got about probably 300 mil on the left-hand side.
It's taken almost 3 hours, but finally they hit the motorway.
Having John on gives you that bit more of assurance. I can see what's going on up the front, but yeah, down the back, mate, I've got no idea what's going on down there. So having John's probably a good thing.
Well, Dave's kept himself pretty cool and collected. He hasn't gotten out of the truck tonight and threatened anyone with their life. So far, we haven't maimed anyone and haven't got any complaints yet, so we're doing all right.
Dave, Gary and John reach their destination, a tunnel construction site in the city's west. While they've beaten the curfew, there's another hurdle.
It's just typical of any job site you go to, mate. It's crazy, like, no one thinks how you're going to get this sort of equipment in and out of there. You're talking literally inches.
Just keep it nice and high up on your left-hand side, mate, please.
Driving, you're 110% switched on. And if you're not, jam your fingers in the door, mate. Yeah. You don't breathe a sigh of relief until it's out of our hands.
Good, pretty tight.
Finally, they make it. But this job's still not over.
Normally, they have the crane there waiting for us to unload, and unfortunately, no one's told them about us coming in tonight.
They've had week notice that this move was coming in, and no crane. What a bonus.
We've basically got to sit there and wait till they've got some cranes available and some men available to unload us.
Finally, they arrive, and this monster load can be delivered safe and sound.
I definitely think it was the right thing to go in and supervise Dave and give him a hand. I think it gave Dave a lot more confidence having me on the ground. It's Dave and myself done a lot of big moves together, and we can solve the impossible when we put our minds to it. You got a bit of a mission for us. Let me see what I can piece together. As always, we'll be right. We'll make it happen.
But first, John has a bigger problem to solve.
CB, who we got kicking around to do a D11 for Terry Wolf up to Blackwater this Friday?
So we've got any drivers? Mate, we're tight, there's nothing, there's nobody. I've got the boards full.
With no available drivers, John has no choice but to do the job himself.
It's a long weekend this weekend. Joanne's given me a leave pass, so couldn't get in the truck quick enough.
Today's job is a Cat D11T, the king of bulldozers. It can shift 3 semi-trailer loads of dirt in a single push.
If you don't know what you're doing, you know, moving a machine of this size could be a disaster. You know, you've got the width to deal with. We're nearly 7 metres wide, we're nearly 5.5 metres high, and we're just under 200 tonne.
The client wants his $2 million dozer hard at work in less than 2 days. The pressure's on John to deliver.
The whole aim of the game here is to get out of town before the major traffic hits.
Might be a bit of fog out on the road there too. There's a bit out of Westbrook when I come in there.
Oh, was there? Yeah.
Fog and 200 tonnes of dozer on the move can be a fatal mix. If it gets heavier, this job could grind to a halt, a delay John can't afford.
It's absolutely line ball. I'm waiting for the police officer to come up and say, listen, John, time to park up in the interest of safety, because this fog is like pea soup. It's thick as buggery.
Daybreak. John's 200 kilometres north of Toowoomba, and he's in luck.
Fortunately, just on the other side of John Derry, and the fog sort of cleared. It's been an absolute perfect day. We've got quite a large convoy travelling here with this particular load. Only about 1 kilometre to 2 kilometres out in front, we have the first pilot vehicle. That's the warn oncoming traffic. That's followed by basically the police escort. So any vehicles that the pilot vehicle out in front doesn't get off the road, the police escort effectively runs what we call suicide, and he shoves everyone off the road to make sure that I've got a clear passage when I come through with the massive load. Behind me, I've got a pilot vehicle as well, and he marshals all the traffic around me from a standpoint from the rear.
To make the mine before the 5:30 curfew, John can't afford delays. But that's not easy, hauling a dozer with a 7-metre blade down a road 6 metres wide.
And the whole idea of running an oversized convoy like this is pre-warning to the traffic, especially the heavy vehicles. So when we come across another truck or a bus, it's important to give them enough time to pull up to allow us to go past safely. And that's why we give oncoming traffic more than 2 kilometres lead time to find a spot. If I pulled up and went off the camber of the road, there's a chance there that the actual shoulder of the road could collapse, and if the shoulder of the road collapsed, effectively the whole truck would go down the side of the embankment. So that's just kiss your ass goodbye, Merry Christmas, end of the line.
Coming over the rise, John spots a rival trucker. He's been told to pull over, but continues down the road.
The worst thing that can happen while I'm approaching this bloke here is effectively that blade would just be like the butcher's cutting knife. You wouldn't need an ambulance. All you'd need is probably a dustbin and a hose. There's not much going to be in it. It's got to be bloody close. But then the cheeky bastard gets on the microphone and wants to give me a spray.
Yeah, make sure you're off the road, Dale. You ain't blowing down for no.
Pull your head in, mate.
Maybe it's on about.
I was supposed to pull up for you with a big 3V8 on tonight. I was lucky I was going the other way, at 80 kilometres an hour. Because had there been a chance to pull up, it would have been on like Donkey Kong. The most challenging part of this journey for me is probably the Gibraltar range. Catches a lot of people out. You sort of get used to the corners and used to how steep it is. But in the last about 75 to 80 metres, it just goes bang, straight up. It's crucial that you get every gear change right. One slip, of the wrong revs or one position of your gear stick in the wrong position, you know, you can tear a gearbox clean out of this truck, no dramas at all. Got an 18-speed transmission that effectively has to roll as smooth can be. If you dropped a gearbox, there's 50 grand laying out on the ground and effectively 2 or 3 or 4 days off the road. So you've got an unhappy client, $50,000 repair bill, and you can't get back to your job in 3 or 4 days. So, you know, the cost of that could be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
While steep roads can prove a threat to big trucks can inflict their own damage.
One of the biggest factors a lot of people don't realise is actually bitumen. When a road gets really, really hot and that bitumen melts, and you've got a truck pulling 200 tonne going up a hill, and those wheels are trying to drive, you know, at the end of the day, all it takes is those wheels to get one bit of slip, and it'll spit that bitumen out in chunks the size of family pizzas. My aim now is just to keep this truck going at a constant pace. I just want to roll on nice and soft through this bitumen here. I've done everything I can. I've moved the tractor forward to put plenty of weight on the drive so we shouldn't get any slippage. So we made it absolutely bang on time with about 4 minutes to spare. The sun's still up. So yeah, it's been about, I suppose, 14 hours from Toowoomba here today.
Next morning, John finally delivers the bulldozer to the Curragh mine site.
At the end of the day, everything went according to plan. There was nothing really to be worried about. The way the dozer rolled off that beaver tail was absolutely textbook, so it's happy days. We'll pack up, head home and take on the next challenge.